Hey everybody, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I am taking a look at this portable solar generator, I guess you could call it. That's what it says in the box, but basically it's a portable battery bank from a company called NEXPOW, and this is the YP300W. So as you kind of would assume, it's the 300 watt pure sine wave inverter built into this, and we're just gonna do a quick unboxing here, take a look at this, maybe throw some specs up on the screen, and kind of go from there. Now, I'll probably use this in the next month or so, and I'll provide an update of how it actually performs in real life situations. But for the purpose of this video, let's just jump into it. Now, before taking a look at this and unboxing it, I'm gonna just look at the specs. If you look on the box, there's a ton of specs here. So 80,000 milliamp hours of battery capacity, that equates to about 296 watt hours. Has a couple different ways to input and charge it. So you can use an AC wall adapter, a car charger, a power delivery 3.0 with an input max of 60 watts. And then there's, AC outputs, DC outputs, USB outputs, Type C outputs. Look at the specs, right? So there's a ton of stuff here. So it should give you a pretty big, broad range of the ways you can charge things and ways you can charge the battery bank itself. And as you can see in the big letters at the top, it says it's a solar generator. Basically, all that means is it does have a common input jack for solar panels, right? So if you have a 15 to 24 volt solar panel, you can plug that into this and kind of keep it charged while you're out and about, or if you're camping or whatever. A way to kind of keep this thing topped up and at the ready for all of your power needs. I'm going to kind of jump ahead in different places here and talk about what's inside the box, but you do get a lighter adapter. So if you need to plug something in that has a lighter jack, male lighter plug, you can plug it into that. There's also a USB-C cable, as well as an AC adapter for charging it from a wall outlet. Standard laptop charger. There's also a male lighter adapter plug, so you can charge the power bank from your car. So you can charge it from your car, you can use car accessories with it, so kind of bi-directional there. Obviously get a instruction manual with a QR code. You can find more information online. It basically goes over how to use it as you would expect. Now, taking a look at the device, it's actually pretty hefty. It's about 7 pounds. And pretty solid. There's a strap, kind of like a fake leather strap on the top, which is pretty nice. And then you have kind of a fan at the top with some holes for cooling. And you got your AC outputs, DC outputs, a DC input. You can press the button there to turn it on. The other end has a flashlight. Basically a white and amber flashlight, and it can do SOS and a couple different brightnesses. So if you're in an emergency and you need, to warn somebody, you can basically use this to kind of flash. You can see there's a nice LCD screen that shows the capacity of the battery, how much battery is left. There's an indication of how many watts is being drawn by any of the front plugs. So the USBs and the USB-Cs, once you plug something in, it will show kind of the draw for both the AC outputs as well as the USBs, as you can see on the left and right of the battery icon. So you can turn that front panel on and off with the power button on the front and then the AC on the side. So overall, pretty cool device. And it has kind of like a soft touch feel to it, some rubber feet on the bottom so that it doesn't slip around on a surface. So pretty cool if you ask me. So right now I'm just going to do a couple quick tests where I plug some stuff in, both on the front with the USB ports and then the AC port on the side. I'm going to use my laptop plugged into the AC port and just kind of see what that does. And then for the USBs, I'll just use an iPhone or something like that. So this is an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Kind of plug it into that first USB slot there, and you can see maybe you can see, hopefully, that it shows like it drawing, about 2.9 or 2.233 watts. So kind of around a 3 watts perspective. And it just shows that kind of as a real-time monitor as the phone is charging. Now I also have here a Raspberry Pi with a Raspberry Pi screen and the Raspberry Pi 4 attached to it. And I'm going to plug that in, and it uses just a standard wall kind of wart adapter, AC adapter. I'm going to plug that into the side and, kind of see what shows up there when you're powering an AC device. As you can see, the Raspberry Pi is kind of powering up here. It's hard to see, the screen is not that bright, but it's obviously running. And checking on the LCD display, you see it also is pulling about 3 watts. 4 watts or so through the AC adapter plug. Now the last thing I have here, I've got an Acer laptop, and that has a standard wall adapter that you would plug into a wall outlet. I'm going to go ahead and plug that in and also plug it into the laptop and see what that draws. I would assume it's also it's not a huge draw on the actual battery bank, and as you can see, it's about 5-6 watts of power draw. Now I actually don't have anything around in my studio that really draws much more than this, so I'm going to have to do some testing kind of outside of the scope of this video and then report back on any findings I have there. But again, with the specs, you should be able to power quite a few things if you don't exceed that 300 watt output or peak of 500 watts. So you should have a pretty broad range of things that you can actually do with this, and I'll have to do a little bit more testing outside of this unboxing and report back either in comments, or maybe I'll do another video kind of talking about that. And from my standpoint, I think this is a really cool device, and this is the first one that I've actually reviewed that has this many capabilities. Most of the ones I've used in the past are kind of smaller power banks, 28,000 milliamp hour portable ones, and this is obviously still portable, but has much more capability. I also forgot to mention at the beginning, NEXPOW did send this over to the channel for a kind of unboxing video first look here, so I do appreciate them doing that. If you have any questions, go ahead and post those below, and I'll be sure to answer. This is Andrew from TS for Tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.